April into May. While Locke prepares for the transformation of this ground, 4 others pace around killing time. They have their collars turned up and their hands thrust deep into coat pockets. They wait with reddening noses. None of the onlookers needs to be here, but none would have willingly stayed away. Among them is a very tall man named Bill Ron. He's the architect. He's driven all the way from Boston to witness the birth of the first house he's ever designed, and he grins while he waits. There are Judith and Jonathan Swain, the woman and the man of the house to be. Their surname is French, and is pronounced Swain, or if one is in a hurry, Swain. They have spent months planning for this moment, and they've imagined it for many more. Judith and Jonathan smile at each other. Judith takes a few snapshots, while Jim Locke works with the transit. Turning her camera on Locke, Judith sees a refined-looking young man. When she met him about 2 months ago, she thought, obviously his upbringing was very upper-middle class. Even if I hadn't known who his father was, I could have told. Everything about him was, well, you know. He's made a conscious decision not to be a white-collar professional. Locke is wearing jeans and work boots and an old brown jacket, a working man's uniform. His clothes are clean and he's clean-shaven. He has straight brown hair neatly trimmed and combed, and a long, narrow jaw. There's a delicacy in his features. You can imagine his mother in him. He has a thoughtful air. He studies his transit a moment, laying 2 fingers against his lips. Then, as he bends again to the eyepiece, he wipes his hair off his forehead, and for a moment, he looks boyish and defiant. The building site slopes gently. Locke calculates by how much it does so. He turns the scope of the transit until he sees the crosshairs rest upon a numeral inscribed on a long-numbered staff. Judith's father has volunteered to carry the staff. Locke directs him to and fro. For a benchmark, Locke has chosen an electrical box planted in the ground nearby. He sends his staff-bearer to that spot first. The numbers Locke reads through his scope tell him how far below his transit scope the benchmark rests. He sends the staff-bearer to a stake that represents the southeastern corner of the house to come, and through the scope he determines how far below the benchmark that corner lies. Locke checks these numbers against ones inscribed on a blueprint opened on the ground before him. Soon he knows the relative elevations of the land at each corner of the house. He'll be able to tell through his spyglass when the cellar hole has been dug to the proper depth. The ceremony can begin as soon as the bulldozer arrives. When Locke has begun to wonder whether it's coming at all, it appears, a small yellow machine on a large trailer. Locke gives the driver his instructions while the others hang back. The bulldozer puffs smoke and clanks down off the trailer. The first pass the machine makes over the ground, ripping the hair off the earth, looks like an act of great violence. The bulldozer does resemble a beast, but the creature is both unruly and extremely methodical. Gradually, the sense of disruption goes out of the scene. The machine makes its first cuts. It goes back over the same suddenly dark ground. Piles of earth mount up. The hole deepens, and as sand appears, turns orange. Watching the bulldozer work is restful and mesmerizing. Its noise discourages speech, leaving each of the party alone and thoughtful for a moment. Groundbreaking. On every continent and many islands, people used to undertake elaborate rituals when they undertook to build. Augury assisted choices and planning of sites. In Northern Ireland, for example, lamps were placed on stones that marked 2 corners of an incipient house, and the site was deemed safe to build on if the lamps stayed lit for a few nights. Elsewhere, to ensure the strength and safety of a building, human and surrogate victims, animals and various objects, were entombed under foundation stones. In the Balkans, as recently as the late 1800s, builders digging a foundation hole would entice a passer-by near so that the innocent victim's shadow would fall into the excavation. The builders would cover the shadow with a stone, or mark out the shadow's length and breadth, and bury the measurements of it.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.